Today I'm going to show you 3 ways on how to cut your marketing budget, only it's not what you think. One of the common questions I get as a marketing consultant is, how do I cut down on marketing costs? Well, that's a great question. A lot of times people think just cutting budgets or getting rid of a certain vertical or a certain medium, whether it's social ads or PPC ads, is the way to do it. Well, not yet. You got to look at everything that you're doing and seeing what is your ROI. How much money are you making when you put money into PPC, when you put money into SEO, when you put money into Facebook ads, Nextdoor ads, Yelp ads, whatever you're doing, you have to first figure out your ROI. And then if it's a tight, you're like, man, I really got to figure out how to make this budget tighter, or I need to figure out how to make more money, right? So many times people think cutting budget is the answer, and it's not. First, what I think you need to start with, specifically in the home service contracting world, first look at the calls. Have you listened to the calls? How is your CSR performing when they're trying to close a lead? Are they doing well? Are there certain leads that obviously you just can't close no matter what you say? And there's some leads that, man, we could train our CSR. Right now we have a 50% closing rate or 60% closing rate. You'd be surprised how many times I talk to people and their closing rate on leads coming in, phone calls coming in, it's like 50, 60%. You want to be around 70%. I have clients at 90% closing rate. Just by that alone, training your CSR on how to overcome objections on the call, how to get that person's phone number, how to get your technician into the home. That is what's important. And if you just train your CSR, maybe spend a little money or spend some time because you're excellent, you know somebody, hey, this guy, look up at all the CSRs, who's doing the best, and then try to see if they have the gifting to teach the other person, this is my talents, my gifting. Sometimes they don't make great teachers, but find a way to train your CSR and closing those rates. If you're say spending $5,000 a month on marketing, and you have a 50% closing rate, and all of a sudden, you train your CSR to overcome objections. Now your closing rate is 70%. You're making more money. Liquid cash becomes greater, right? And then you don't have to cut your marketing because now you're making the money that you're missing to the low hanging fruit that you have just by training your CSR. That's one thing. Another way is to, what does your website look like, right? I mean, most times your website just doesn't convert. You either bought a template, you paid $1,000 for a website, or maybe $2,000. Even sometimes I heard people spend $7,000 on a website and their site just does not convert. You have to start to understand that in the home service contracting world, just having a pretty website is not going to convert that user. You got to know what you're doing. You got to have the right elements. You can check out our sites and we know what the right elements are. We bring it together. There's been so many times where I tell my clients, look, if all we did is touch your website and just change it, your cost per acquisition, your cost per lead is going to go down because the existing traffic, you will close more of that traffic based off of the stuff that we know. We've been doing this for 17 years and specifically in the home service contracting world, 10 years. We know what converts. We don't need A/B testings. We have 90% of our clients as home service contractors, so we know what works. And so because we know what works, we know where to stick the certain logos, the offers, the certain brand, the people. We know the technician. We know exactly where to stick them, and then it will convert people to come in. So number 2, you don't have to spend more money, right? As far as when it comes to ongoing, sure, you have to spend up front, just like you have to train a CSR, somebody to come train your CSR. Like, just spend some money on building your website, a nice looking website. Again, one-time fee. It's not every single month. Bam, that right there will definitely get you more clients. Let me give you an example. There was a client of mine coming in. Their cost per acquisition was $300. It's an HVAC company in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. $300 they would spend to get a lead. All we did was change their website. Literally, just change their website. Their cost per acquisition went down to $80. $80 a lead, and then when we took all their marketing, it went down to about $40 to $50 a lead. Just by changing the website and then obviously taking care of the marketing, doing a better job on PPC and all the other stuff and doing a better job SEO, that cost went down even more. And so just changing your website, changing the offer, changing where you put your logo, all those things could which is low-hanging fruit, right? That right alone will get your cost per how much you spend per month for marketing per month down, right? And a third thing is there an opportunity for your technician to go to these houses and have a better average ticket. Think about it. If your average ticket's like $400, $500, you're barely making money. Your average ticket has to be closer to $750. Some of my clients' average ticket is like $1,200 to $1,500 for plumbing. And obviously HVAC and plumbing and electric is all different. But find out what the average ticket should be and then train your technicians. Don't, so many times I hear from my clients saying my technician just comes to the house and they just do what they're supposed to do and then they leave, right? Look, you're in the home. It costs anywhere between $50 to $150, sometimes $250 to get that person into the home. You need to maximize that time. Sign them up for your membership program. Hey, if you're a plumber, hey, I know we're here to do some drain cleaning. When was the last time you flushed your water heater? Did you know that you have to flush your water heater once a year in order for your water heater to be under warranty and your manufacturer won't void it? Did you know? Let me show you a picture of water heaters that have never been flushed. This is what's in that water. That's what your body is filtering that water. Like, train your technicians to do more than just doing the drain cleaning call, right? Talk about water filtration. Do you know there's hard water in your water? Like, you know what hard water is? Do you know what minerals? And there's certain minerals that are good and some are bad. There's chlorine. Like if you're in the city, that there's chlorine in the water. Fluoride and sometimes chlorine. Like all those opportunities that you can do. So your little $150 drain cleaning call turns into way more because your technicians are doing a good job with really trying to help the homeowner. You're not trying to take advantage of them. They don't know what they need. So you have to educate them. Hey, you need this. Sure, there's some things that you may not need, but there's a lot of things that these customers need. When you're educating that customer and telling them what they need and showing them all these cool things that's health benefits. And even if you're an HVAC technician, you could talk about air purification, right? And using UV lights to kill bacteria, better systems, maybe upgrade a sear. If you're an electrician, maybe a breaker box that need to upgrade, or maybe hey, can I just make sure all your outlets are having great power and there's not any kind of just figure out some kind of 90 checklist while you're there, and I guarantee you'll find yourself educating the customer saying, hey, do you want to take care of this here? I'm already here. We'll give you a discount. We'll give you X amount. If you sign up for our membership, you're already saving 10%. Like, allow your technician to sell them on things that these customers need that they didn't know they needed, right? But that takes training. You have to train your technicians. Don't go in there, clock in, clock out, and just get status quo. Like, that's not what's going to get your ticket to $750 to $1,200. And so that's another way you don't have to cut your marketing. It just takes education. It takes educating your technicians, educating your CSR, and then obviously maybe a little bit of money to rebuild your website. That's a one-time fee. You'll make that back in the first month you launch, right? So the cost, the ROI from that, let's say a website costs $6,000, $7,000, you pay that. And all of a sudden, you went from closing 50% of people going to your website to closing about 80% of people going to your website. It will pay for itself over and over. And that's just in 1 month. Imagine the months and months to come. And so those are 3 ways you can save on marketing without having to cut your budget. Like, don't just go there. There's so many other places that you can figure out how to maximize these leads coming in. And when I educate my customers and say, hey, you're getting all these calls, but you're only closing 60%. Hey, they're coming in and they don't want to redesign their websites. Like, man, I don't even want to touch the site, because if we start marketing and start putting people towards that website, it's not going to convert and it's going to make us look bad, and you're going to be frustrated. We're going to be frustrated. So let's redesign your website. Or, hey man, have you talked to your technicians? Well, yeah, their average ticket's like $400. Well, of course you can't afford marketing because you're not maximizing those opportunities. So make sure you're doing those 3 things, and you'll see that you don't have to cut marketing because your revenue just went up. In fact, you're probably going to want to put more money into marketing because you're seeing it worked and you're trying to fix a problem in the wrong place. If you like this video, please click the like button below. Subscribe to this channel. We are going to continue to create more videos like this, because if we empower you with all this information, we know you're going to make the best decision for your company and picking the right marketing company. Share this video to someone that you think needs to hear this, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you for watching.